What's wrong? I am
Z-Boy.
Anime fans, One Piece fans, what's good? The answer to that question, of course, is One Piece. One Piece is what's good. Today, I'm just streaming with Z-Boy, as per usual when we stream, and today's topic is how strong was 5-year-old Big Mom? So we're just gonna get into that. And yeah, so Big Mom, at the age of 5, she basically low-diffed all of Elbaf, and so some people are kind of calling Elbaf for trash for that, but I don't really think so. I think that, Big Mom was so strong because Dory and Brogy, I think they were like Admiral level, and those two old giants she took out, I think they were probably like high Vice Admiral level, so I don't really think she's trash for that. But how strong do you think she is? Do you think she's like Vice Admiral level, first hand, second hand, the Yonko Commander level? I know some people are saying Admiral level. What do you think?
Hold on. Where did you put the link for the stream?
Just in self promos all over Discord.
Right. Okay. So basically, man, I think Big Mom was probably Vice Admiral level when she was younger. What's up, like people in there? By the way, I think she was sub Vice Admiral level when she was younger. Basically, because they was trying to have her become an admiral even when she was like 5 years old. So I think that gives us a hint of how strong she was. We don't really know where she comes from. Some people think she's an experiment. Some people think she's just a large human. Because humans in One Piece are pretty weird. So depending on like wherever she comes from, you know, that would probably give us an answer one day of like why she's so strong, which will probably happen at least by the end of either Elbaf or Wano.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that at the age of 5, I'm kind of thinking she was like first hand or second hand level. Like that, of course, falls into the range of some Vice Admirals. Because Vice Admirals can be anywhere from Maynard, who gets like one shot by Bartolomeo, to like Momonga or something. I'm kind of thinking she was like maybe first hand, because even if the Giants were weak, taking out like a whole country of giants by yourself because you're throwing a temper tantrum without any combat training or hockey or devil fruit, that's like a super big feat. So I'm kind of thinking she was like first hand level.
The Giants being weak. See, the thing is, this weird with the Giants, right? Because we don't know how strong they are half the time. Because we know back in pre-time skip, what was it? In this lobby, Luffy and them one shot two giants that were apparently super strong. Luffy one shot a Vice Admiral giant too. So, I mean, we know giants are stronger than like normal people, like in the real world. But
Yeah.
I would say a single giant's probably like as strong as like I'd say a single giant's probably stronger than Arlong.
Yeah, I'd say that.
At least like one giant probably equals like what, like 3 Arlongs maybe.
Maybe even
I don't
like
know how many Arlongs. How many Arlongs does it take to
yeah.
screw? How many Arlongs does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know, but
Yeah. But one giant, like one base giant, I'd probably say like a Cypher Pole agent could probably take out a giant pretty easily, because it's hard to see where Luffy's enemies grew, because like you went straight from like Wapole, a giant would destroy Wapole, like straight to Crocodile. So it was like kind of hard to see. It would be somewhere in between Wapole, definitely stronger than Wapole, but definitely weaker than Crocodile. Yeah, I'd probably say like 4 Arlongs if we're using Arlong as a measurement. But the Giants can get really strong because like we'd be seeing Dory and Brogy. We couldn't measure their strength against anyone else because they only fought each other. But they were saying that the only thing the Spear of Elbaf couldn't take out was like the giant red serpent. And I know some people think it's Kaido, some people don't think it's Kaido. I kind of think it's Kaido because of some of the evidence that they may have been the rocks, or not them, but their crew may have been the rocks after they stayed on the island or something. So I kind of think that they're like Admiral level, those two. So if the giants can get that strong and stronger, Big Mom taking out the whole island of all the up and coming and older giants, I think she had to have at least been first hand level. And as for her origins, I'm kind of thinking experiment because that would just kind of be weird.
First hand level at 5.
Well, yeah, because like she'd be taking out a whole country by herself, and I'm kind of thinking it was because she was an experiment. Because we saw her parents, she was like what, 5 times bigger than her dad, and her mom was shorter than her dad. Like, there's no way her mom could have delivered that, right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Got to be like, she's got to be like,
like that's strange, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, so she got to be an experiment of some kind.
We know Dory and Brogy are ridiculously strong for giants, though, because
right,
giants aren't usually like Greek. I'm tripping. Oars and Oars Junior. They're pretty strong for giants, and a lot of giants aren't that strong.
Right, like.
Dogen and Brogy was definitely way stronger than all the Straw Hats back then. I think they were stronger than all the pre-time skip Straw Hats. People could argue that, but I mean, they weren't they like? Didn't they like stop like a fish like bigger than an island or something?
They one shot a fish bigger than an island. Because remember, Usopp was saying that there was a giant goldfish when he was lying to Kaya that pooped out that its manure was so big they thought it was an island.
Yeah.
Well, that goldfish was a giant goldfish bigger than an island whose poop looked like an island, and they like one shot that thing. Because the thing is, even if you argue the fish scales like it wasn't tough, a fish as big as an island, even if you were able to puncture it, like one attack usually wouldn't be big enough to kill the whole fish. But they just took out basically destroyed an island in like one shot. Because Luffy can destroy islands and stuff, like he can destroy dirt, but at least pre-time skip, he couldn't necessarily just have an attack big enough to take out a whole island. So that fish was equal to an island. So they basically are island busters. And there aren't a lot of island busters in One Piece if you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. Not a lot of them, but I'm about to see if I can get a young nigga up in here. I don't know if you know who that is, but yeah, he's a good power scaler. Because I'm trying to think, I'm about to go into some OD power scaling with this fish because, okay, this sounds weird, but we know fish, like their skin is not as durable as a human skin's, right?
Right.
So even if the fish was island level, is that really an island level feat that they took it out?
Yeah. Because I'm not saying that the attack puncturing the fish was a big feat. Like, Luffy could have punched through the fish, but the attack was big enough to destroy an island. Because, like, Luffy and Arlong, they can puncture dirt, right? But they can't just go finna destroy Orange Town and the whole island Orange Town is on, right? But they can get through the dirt. They can't destroy the whole island. Dory and Brogy's attack was big enough to destroy the whole island. And also, we know that was a Yonko level attack because Big Mom was using it against the Straw Hats. And Big Mom wouldn't use an attack that wasn't worthy of her, right? No Yonko really would.
You're right.
So that's why I'm saying that's like an island level feat.
It's cities plus at least. So them old people, I'm not sure they was as strong as Dory and Brogy. They could have easily got weaker as they got older. So okay, Big Mom as a kid, 5 years old, at least city level. I guess hold on. How much was their bounty?
This is the thing. Like, Gear 5 said this. I said this in my other Dory and Brogy video. This is not from my brain. This is from Gear 5's brain. He's really a smart guy, but he was saying that the bounties were 100 million. But remember, they were.
I'm talking about Big Mom. I'm not talking about Big Brogy.
Not for
Big Mom. My bad.
Big Mom's bounty. Yeah, like, we don't know her bounty, but we know it's over 2 billion from that article that came out saying that Shank's bounty is the highest among the Yonko, but it said all of them have a post 2 billion bounty. But I'm kind of thinking her bounty is in the 3 billions.
I'm trying to see her bounty as a kid. I meant.
Oh, as a kid. Oh, her kid bounty was 500 million.
Okay, 500 million. Uh,
Yeah,
500 million. 500 million. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
and she was 5. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's yeah, okay, yeah, she's city level, yeah. Because
Yeah, she was.
Luffy
Yeah, go
split a
on.
city in half with his Gear 4 attack. So she was like she was city level. I can see that. If it was
Yeah, she was
500
at
mil.
5. So she was like at least city level, which is like Luffy's biggest attack we've seen was about. Some people say it was island level, but I'm not thinking it's island
It
level
wasn't
because he
island.
didn't split the island in half. He just created a big crater. So that's like city level. And Big Mom was 500 million belly, and she'd be doing stuff like that at 5. So that's why I'm saying she gotta at least be, not at least, but she gotta be like first commander level if she's gonna take out a whole city of giants and get a bounty of 500 million belly when she has only been on this earth for 5 years. Or not this earth,
Uh,
that earth.
since it's about Big Mom, I don't want to go too out topic, but you don't think Katakuri is like stronger than city level?
Well, Katakuri, that's the thing, because there are some guys like Busters, and then there are the more how do you say
Like
this?
I forgot what it is, but it's like contained
Yeah,
force, like Sasuke Shidori. We don't see it like blowing up stuff like Naruto's Rasengan, but we know it's
yeah,
that
but it can
strong.
take out stuff.
Yeah, it's striking power, I guess. I guess
Right.
it's
Like
called.
Katakuri seems like more like that. Like Luffy got striking power and he's been able to destroy cities, but Katakuri doesn't play like that. He can destroy individual guys, but we haven't really seen any. He doesn't need a huge blowing up attack because he can just take out everyone individually in a short amount of time unless they're super strong.
Maybe Katakuri is only city level because I found it hard to. Okay, well, okay, it was about 5 punches. Maybe Katakuri's durability just wasn't that good. We're not gonna go back into that fight too much, but we know that
Yeah.
last punch Luffy gave took him out, and
Right?
that little punch. I mean, I know it was strong, but was it really city level? Was it really King Kong level?
Yep.
That punch, that last punch he gave Katakuri was King Kong level.
Well, yeah, but my understanding, they never actually said so, but my understanding was that it was like a contained King Kong gun. That's what it kind of seemed like.
Hmm. I guess I can go with that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she was
And
she
yeah, go
was
on.
she was a little weaker than Katakuri. She was weaker than Katakuri. Probably Paris Sparrow was like 700 mil. Um, so she was about a little weaker than Paris Sparrow as a 5-year-old.
Hold up a sec, because a guy in the comments, second Kaizoku, by the way, check out his channel. He's got some great content on that. He's saying that her bounty was 550 million when she was 5 and 500 million when she was 15. I gotta check that.
Dang, the Giants really are weak then. Or
Yeah,
maybe it was
because
just
I'm not sure.
because
I gotta check this because that's not what I remembered.
or maybe it was because it was just her first bounty. That's why it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. He's right. So we kind of gotta consider, because if you think about it though, Luffy's bounty, when he got his first bounty was 30 million, and we all thought that was big, but that was,
What
because it was his first bounty. Like that,
Usopp's first bounty wasn't his 30 million?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Now I gotta rethink this because he was right. Thanks for pointing that out,
Oh,
Second
Giants
Kaizoku, but
suck. If
yeah.
unless we're gonna use the justification it was just her first bounty, so that's why it wasn't crazy. Because if she really was only 50 bounty level strength, Jesus Christ, the Giants suck, man.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, that's the game changer. So now we gotta finna think this through because now my whole argument has kind of been thrown awry. So like Big Mom, she's been taking out a whole village of giants, even though I guess they didn't necessarily see that because it's her bounty for. We gotta think this through out Mother Carmel and all those children, or for destroying the village. By the time the world government finna got to Elbath, it was already rebuilt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Carmel might have mentioned it, but I don't think she would necessarily be. She would probably mention it to them, but since like they didn't see it and it wasn't real news, I'm not sure she would have gotten as high of a bounty. Even though I might be reaching a bit, that seems to make sense to me.
It was funny
What do
though
you
that
think?
people are like, people are now, like answering back after the streaming started.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm about to send out a link to somebody. Just keep talking. That's a whole game
Yeah. So
changer.
like,
50, if it's only 50, yeah, that's a whole it's a whole different
yeah,
story.
but I'm thinking like, did Mother Carmel mention, because the government, like, they weren't there to see it, and when they actually got there, Mother Carmel was kind of just telling them stuff at the shore. But once they like actually got there,
Mm-hmm.
Elbaf was already rebuilt and stuff. And I know we technically don't even know if Big Mom ate them because they kind of just disappeared. That's just kind of what people think, but
Right.
we don't actually know. So, like, I'm not her bounty. I feel like her bounty might be more related to the orphanage than the destruction of Elbaf. Because I don't care if they're weak. If Big Mom went and raised Alabasta by herself at 5 years old, she would have definitely gotten a bounty of over 50 million.
Yeah, that's what I said. If we
So,
want to use into account is just the first bounty, and we know the first bounties are like extremely low. Not really
yeah,
extreme. Okay, and then
and it doesn't.
bounties.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, my bad. Bounties. Okay, we can't use bounties for everything, of course, but we can use them for
Right.
some level of strength, some level of where someone is. A lot of times,
Yeah.
not always, because Chomper, his bounty should be at least like 80 million, something
Right.
like that. So yeah.
Yeah, because like if we're thinking about this, it doesn't even make sense. Because whether they be giants or not, if Big Mom went to Dressrosa before Doflamingo was there, like before any of those strong pirates were there, or Alabasta for that matter, and she just destroyed the whole country by herself, she would have get a bounty for like at least 100 million.
Would
And
she though?
take, well,
Because
yeah, because like,
Luffy got it because he defeated Crocodile.
but at least for the danger factor, think about it. If someone destroys the whole country, not even just their strength, it would be for her. Yeah, it would be for her dangerous. Because if somebody's a psychotic murderer, even if they're not super strong, if they be going around killing people, they'll have a higher bounty. So if she
Yeah.
destroyed a whole country by herself, she still should have gotten a higher bounty for her danger factor, even if she wasn't that strong.
Well, maybe they don't know that she did that to the Giants. Maybe it was the stuff afterwards that she did when
Yeah, I'm thinking that's
Struzan.
gotta be it. Because that doesn't really make sense, just logically. Oh, sup, Soulfist?
What's going on?
Oh, you good, bro?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm listening though, but I'll jump in a second. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we good.
Hey man,
So,
you doing good?
we just be discussing this like, Big Mom's bounty being 50 million belly doesn't make logical sense just with the whole world of One Piece. Because Eustace Kid, like, part of his bounty was for killing innocents. If you'd be going and killing a whole country of innocent giants, your bounty would be higher. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's gotta have been partly what happened after
I don't think they
the
know
giant.
she took out the Giants. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
no
don't
one
think.
knows.
Yeah, I'm not thinking they knew about it because that really doesn't make sense at all.
Unless the Giants just suck,
Yeah, I'm not sure they just suck though, because like the Giants were getting a lot of hype. You know what I'm saying? I don't think go to a complete. Because Dory and Brokey were like way stronger than the rest of them.
Yeah.
But like, my guy Hadradine, even though Luffy one-shot him, like no one else with like 200 million belly bounties was one-shotting him. And we know even though Luffy's bounty was 400 million, he was like stronger than 400 million, right? So
Absolutely,
he was like
100%.
So if we're taking that into account, really the people we've seen destroy giants are like people, abnormally strong people. So like if you notice, like who else was in that block with Luffy?
I mean,
Like you got like the other strong people in the block weren't taking out Hadradine like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to touch on to that, as far as fighting giants or just big shit in general goes in One Piece, I'm pretty sure if you're not at least like, if we're talking like pre-time skip, if you're not like around the monster trios level, you're not fucking with a giant. Because Luffy's on side, you would handle giants easily, but nobody else was.
Right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Big Mom, despite that, Big Mom taking out a whole country of giants, like I feel like that bounty may have I don't get how that only warrants the 50 million belly bounty. So I'm kind of thinking that wasn't taken into the account of her bounty because they didn't really know.
Yeah, I think.
And also,
It could be possible they had no idea.
right. And also, Mother Caramel, like Big Mom was her biggest prize. So maybe she kind of thought that they might try and terminate Big Mom for being too dangerous to sell.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been it. But that's kind of just reaching, so forget that.
Right.
But so, how strong do you think Big Mom was when she was 5, since she'd been taking out a whole country of giants?
Admiral.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking she's first-hand level because we haven't been really seeing many giants.
Around it. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't mean could Big Mom beat an admiral as a 5-year-old. No, absolutely fuck no. Like, she couldn't beat anybody. Like, anybody worth their salt, because fighting is more than just how strong you are. It's, it's technique. It's, I have hockey, you don't, this, that, and the third. But the point there is just the raw strength she possessed was fucking terrifying.
Right, because that's another thing I was saying. When she'd been taking out this whole country of giants, she had no hockey, no fight, no combat training, and no devil fruit. This was just her brute strength and probably the iron skin. That was all it was. So that makes it all the more impressive.
Yeah. I mean, that's just... It's the difference between... It would be like... like some big dude taking out a cage full of MMA fighters just because he's just big as fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not that he could fight better than them. It's just like...
Right.
What are you going to do?
Ridiculous. Yeah. That's it. I mean, she probably was at least... I think she was as strong as Paris Barrow.
Paris Barrow, I don't know about Paris Barrow, just... because, streams never actually stay on topic, so I'm just going to go on a very side deviation here just for a little bit. Paris Barrow, I'm probably thinking he's like second-hand level, so I think she was probably stronger than that.
I would agree with that. Honestly, and not just Paris Barrow, but as far as Oven, Daifuku, and Paris Barrow go, like the 3 oldest sons besides Katakuri, I'm pretty sure they're all stronger than the current commanders, but outside of Katakuri. Like, I don't see how the hell people assume Cracker and Smoothie would top their older brothers when they've have so much more battle experience than them.
Well, I think it's because of how they're promoted, because of course strength just doesn't always factor into a commander, but if you think about it, Luffy's been a pirate for 2 years, and before he was just base Luffy with the Gamu Gamu thing, and in 2 years, even though he did have the training of Rayleigh, he's like first-hand level, and those 4 did have the training of Big Mom, even if Luffy had the training of Rayleigh.
Is Luffy first-hand level though?
Well,
I really don't know if he is.
Like
I would say Luffy can probably contend with commanders, but to say that he's on the level of the first hand, I mean, he got his ass whooped way too bad by Katakuri for me to say he's first level.
Well, the reason I say that is because Katakuri fight aside, he couldn't use the future sight on Will. Like, he'd try and it would sometimes just happen. But at Udon, he showed that he can use it on sight now. So that means in terms of future sight, they're on the same level. And if you see Snake Man and stuff, the problem was the time limit. And Snake Man, even if it took Luffy a while to bring it out and he had to run away before that, Snake Man was kind of on Katakuri's level.
I agree with that. No, I mean, here's what I'm saying with that. As far as Luffy's max